Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Today we're taking a look at a game of Conquest on Propaganda, one of the new Dragon's Teeth DLC maps for Battlefield 4. And we're going to be discussing staying aggressive, staying alive. Now the first thing you want to take into consideration is the map choice. Is the map conducive to playing aggressively? Now Propaganda is a fun map, probably my favorite map, and it is extremely conducive to playing aggressively. There are many flank routes. The map is a little bit narrow but just wide enough so that you can outflank your enemy. And as you can see right here, I make great use of this wall and completely destroy the enemy team from behind. This railway that separates the two halves of the map is excellent for teams to kind of shore up their positions, but if you can get behind them, they never see it coming. The next thing you want to take into account is what kit you're taking to the battlefield. As you can see here, I'm running the support class with the AWS. Really, if you're going to be aggressive with the support class, you want to take the AWS, the M249, or the MG4. Those weapons have a high rate of fire, dish out a lot of damage, and they are excellent for running and gunning. Of course, my second choice, but the obvious choice, is to take the assault class out. Equip yourself with a med bag to keep yourself alive and outlive your enemy in those prolonged gunfights. And of course, with the assault rifle class, you're using the class of weapon that dishes out the most damage in the least amount of time on average. Now, as you can see right here, I'm moving around a lot. I'm using different routes, different elevations, using cover, using walls, trying to outthink, outflank, and basically outmaneuver my enemy. This is extremely important. You cannot be passive while being aggressive. But being aggressive also does not mean being stupid. You still need to think about where the enemies are going to be, think about where they were, think about where they might be. Try to assess the enemy when you get into a firefight. Now, every single one of us has been in one of those firefights where you round the corner, you and an enemy bump into each other, you fire a few rounds, you take 20, maybe 35% of their health away, they do the same to you, and then you disengage. You jink around corners, you go prone, you run around a corner and up some stairs perhaps. The idea here is to confuse the enemy. You need to be nimble, you need to be fast, but at the same time aggressive. A lot of times what I like to do is I will run upstairs, then immediately jump out a second story window and follow the enemy back up the stairs, because I know 9 times out of 10 they're going to chase me back up those stairs. So what I've essentially done is I've feigned my repositioning to a second story while jumping out the second story window, repositioned on the first story, and either chase them into the doorway they followed me or set up outside for them in some way. Another thing you can do to stay aggressive and also to keep the enemy on their heels is, as you're approaching an enemy position that you see them on the minimap, chuck an impact grenade. Shake them up a little bit. If you don't actually do some damage and wear them down for the killing shot, you will at least confuse them, cause them to panic, cause them to run a little bit. Most people, when they see that grenade marker coming towards them, they turn their back and run. So remember to use that to your advantage. Use the things that panic you on the battlefield and realize it's not just you. A lot of times they will panic other players just as much, and in some cases more. Now, it is inevitable that there are times where you will just be outshot. You will be outshot, you will be outplayed. It doesn't matter what you do, somebody always does it better, and you just have to accept that. But you need to remember, stay aggressive, and most of the time, you will stay alive, but do not be stupid. In this situation here, I tried to chew off a little bit too much. I had 3 enemy players on my screen. I was able to kill 2 of them, damage 1 of them, but I ducked behind the corner at the last minute with 10% health. Luckily, there was a med bag there, get me back up to speed so I can get back onto the battlefield, killing the enemy. Remember, these are easy, simple tips for staying aggressive, but at the same time playing smart. My name's Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.